So, from one vibration, yogic philosophy, there was a great magnificent void of nothingness. And there was a reason, God knows what, that matter should be created. And that was created through vibration. You know, I asked one of my friends one time when I was frustrated with this earth plane and frustrated with feeling separate, and I was like, you know, why? You know, why did all of this get created? And her wise answer was, God got bored. So what do we know? Okay. So but what we're saying is that we are vibration. You know, I teach this often, you know, so that matter vibrates. The form of matter is created by the molecular structure and the vibratory frequency of things moving, right? Everything's moving even if we don't think it's moving, you know? This part of this mic stand has a slow vibration going on, right? Make sense? We vibrate. Different parts of our body have a different kind of mass and a different kind of flexibility, and there's vibration, right? Sound is vibration. Sound travels through space as a frequency. So, given all of that, why do you think mantra heals? Why do you think sound heals? Why do you think that vibration heals? So there's this thing that you get clips of it on the internet and YouTube, and it's great because it's really corny, you know? Because it's created in the 60s, and it's talking about vibration and how matter is formed with vibration. And it starts out with this guy, and it's like he's smoking a pipe, you know. Let's talk about how vibration creates matter, you know. It's kind of a kick, right? So what they do is they have these metal plates, and then you pour sand on the metal plate. And then they would conduct a frequency onto the metal plate, a note. And then all the sand would start to form in some mandala, something. So then they would change the frequency of what was running through the plate, you know, so ooh, and all the sand would move around, you know, and then they'd go ee, and the sand would move around into some other, and as the tone got higher in pitch, I can't really speak to the healing power of pitch, but that the pattern would get more complex. So it's really cool, you know, really nice to see this, because all of this stuff with sound can be really airy-fairy, can be. We kind of go, oh, you know, it heals. But you know, the reason we know is because we have the experience of it doing it, right? So if, in fact, everything that we are, all the matter that is formed is some kind of vibration, then when you bring another vibration in, because of course when you're chanting mantra, it's not enough in mantra, you know, I mean, it's great to say the mantra once, Waheguru, I say it all the time, right? But there's a power in chanting that involves what? Repetition, Jaap, right? Japamana satanam, sada satanam. Jaap, repeat. Japaman, my mind. Satanam. Oh, my mind, repeat Satnam. Japamana satanam. Sada is always Satanam. I always repeat. That the power comes in the repetition. And if we're vibrating at a frequency, like I recently did a cleanse. And, you know, I mean, we all get toxic, you know, eating ice cream or whatever we decide to eat and however we decide to live, you know. And I can get a lot of pain in my hips. So I did this, and a lot of pain up in here. So I did this intense cleanse. And one night I was laying there in the middle of the night, and all this tension in my shoulders, my neck went away. Well, I'm holding a vibratory frequency here in my neck. I was holding a vibratory frequency, you know, sitting over a computer, doing whatever, right? So we are vibration. So the idea with chanting mantra is that you vibrate, you chant the mantra and you repeat it over and over and over and over again, and then eventually the frequency of whatever's going in your body cannot coexist with the mantra. So, which is why practice is so important. You know that thing called sadhana, right? Repeating, practicing, so that you can transform your frequency. Like a frequency to me is a state, right? So think of your mind and your self-talk, right? How do you create that self-talk that comes forward? The inner critic. Where does that come from? You say, oh God, are we talking about that? I don't want to talk about that. Where does that come from? Childhood, your mind, and what are you doing? Repeating. So what you repeat, you become, right? And that has a frequency. If you replace that frequency with a different vibration, see, I'm trying to use them both, right? You create a new frequency.
If you like this video, click the like button.
And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe.
The power of listening to your beloved friend rather than thinking about the next thing you're going to try to say is this incredibly healing way to move through the world. And this of all of this is the key in my book.